wonderful ones. Welcome back to Shelter in the Storm with A Course in Miracles lesson number 75. Okay, we're finishing off section 3 of chapter 5, the Guide to Salvation. So I'll just backtrack a little bit, but it'll still just be one page of the text. The ego becomes strong in strife. If you believe there is strife, you will react viciously, because the idea of danger has entered your mind. The mind itself is an appeal to the ego. The idea itself is an appeal to the ego. The Holy Spirit is as vigilant as the ego to the call of danger, opposing it with his strength, just as the ego welcomes it. The Holy Spirit counters this welcome by welcoming peace. Eternity and peace are as closely related as are time and war. Perception derives meaning from relationships. Those you accept are the foundations of your beliefs. The separation is merely another term for a split mind. The ego is the symbol of separation, just as the Holy Spirit is the symbol of peace. What you perceive in others, you are strengthening in yourself. You may let your mind misperceive, but the Holy Spirit lets your mind reinterpret its own misperceptions. The Holy Spirit is the perfect teacher. He uses only what your mind already understands to teach you that you do not understand it. The Holy Spirit can deal with a reluctant learner without going counter to his mind, because part of it is still for God. Despite the ego's attempts to conceal this part, it is still much stronger than the ego, although the ego does not recognize it. The Holy Spirit recognizes it perfectly because it is his own dwelling place, the place in the mind where he is at home. You are at home there too, because it is a place of peace, and peace is of God. You, who are part of God, are not at home except in his peace. And if peace is eternal, you are at home only in eternity. The ego made the world as it perceives it, but the Holy Spirit, the reinterpreter of what the ego made, sees the world as a teaching device for bringing you home. The Holy Spirit must perceive time and reinterpret it into the timeless. He must work through opposites, because he must work with and for a mind that is in opposition. Correct and learn, and be open to learning. You have not made truth, but truth can still set you free. Look as the Holy Spirit looks, and understand as he understands. His understanding looks back to God in remembrance of me. He is in communion with God always, and he is part of you. He is your guide to salvation, because he holds the remembrance of things past and to come, and brings them to the present. He holds this gladness gently in your mind, asking only that you increase it in his name, by sharing it to increase his joy in you. Okay, that's our text portion. Now we'll move to lesson number 75. The light has come. The light has come. You are healed and you can heal. The light has come. You are saved and you can save. You are at peace and you bring peace with you wherever you go. Darkness and turmoil and death have disappeared. The light has come. Today we celebrate the happy ending to your long dream of disaster. There are no dark dreams now. The light has come. Today, the time of light begins for you and everyone. It is a new era in which a new world is born. The old one has left no trace upon it in its passing. Today, we see a different world because the light has come. Our exercises for today will be happy ones, in which we offer thanks for the passing of the old and the beginning of the new. No shadows from the past remain to darken our sight and hide the world forgiveness offers us. Today, we will accept the new world as what we want to see. We will be given what we desire. We will to see the light. The light has come. Our longer practice periods will be devoted to looking at the world that our forgiveness shows us. This is what we want to see, and only this. Our single purpose makes our goal inevitable. Today, the real world rises before us in gladness, to be seen at last. Sight is given us, now that the light has come. We do not want to see the ego's shadow on the world today. We see the light, and in it we see heaven's reflection lie across the world. Begin the longer practice periods by telling yourself the glad tidings of your release. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. Dwell not upon the past today. Keep a completely open mind, washed of all past ideas and clean of every concept you have made. You have forgiven the world today. You can look upon it now as if you never saw it before. You do not know yet what it looks like. You merely wait to have it shown to you. While you wait, repeat several times, slowly and in complete patience. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. Realize that your forgiveness entitles you to vision. Understand that the Holy Spirit never fails to give the gift of sight to the forgiving. Believe He will not fail you now. You have forgiven the world. He will be with you as you watch and wait. He will show you what true vision sees. It is His will, and you have joined with Him. Wait patiently for Him. He will be there. The light has come. You have forgiven the world. Tell Him you know you cannot fail because you trust in Him. And tell yourself you wait in certainty to look upon the world He promised you. From this time forth you will see differently. Today the light has come, and you will see the world that has been promised you since time began, and in which the end of time, and in which is the end of time ensured. The shorter practice periods, too, will be joyful reminders of your release. Remind yourself every quarter of an hour or so today that today is a time for special celebration. Give thanks for mercy and the love of God. Rejoice in the power of forgiveness to heal your sight completely. Be confident that on this day there is a new beginning. Without the darkness of the past upon your eyes, you cannot fail to see today, and what you see will be so welcome that you will gladly extend today forever. Say then, the light has come. I have forgiven the world. Should you be tempted, say to anyone who seems to pull you back into darkness, the light has come. I have forgiven you. We dedicate this day to the serenity in which God would have you be. Keep it in your awareness of yourself and see it everywhere today, as we celebrate the beginning of your vision and the sight of the real world, which has come to replace the unforgiven world you thought was real. Lesson number 75. And Jesus comments, the light has come. Let's see it, yes. Everybody's dancing in the light of the sun. Oh, feels a bit warm. You are blessed beings, indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. When you speak in this way, the light has come. I have forgiven the world. You, in every moment you say that, plant seeds of truth in your mind and step away from judgment. You step away from the belief you have when your ego is in charge of the fact that to judge, criticize, argue, or fight for what you want makes things better. Now, forgiving the world does not mean you become weak. On the contrary, it means you are in alignment. You are not wasting your energies on meaningless battles anymore. You are calm, peaceful, and in that place where you can be guided easily. You are not in a tempestuous and unpredictable mood. You are calm and peaceful. When an idea pops into your mind, which happens once peace is cast upon the shores of your thoughts, you say, that is an inspired idea. I'm going to pay attention to that one. That did not come from me. When the waters of your mind are all choppy and upset from being in the battleground, it is difficult to hear those kinds of concepts and ideas that come from the higher realms as guidance and knowledge, which is what we seek. We seek clarified minds that can hear clear guidance. When you hear clear guidance, things seem to move more slowly. You do not run hither and yon all the time trying to satisfy superficial needs. You make decisions that reflect wisdom. You choose wisely. When temptation comes along, you say, "Not interested, thank you. I have been there and done that, and I'm really happy with the path I'm on, so please go on your way." You can say it happily and with love. You do not need to attack anyone. And you know that attack and judgment is not your job. Attack and judgment keeps you in prison. When the light has come, oh dear ones, what wonderful, inspired and active days you have. This is not a passive, weak path. Some beings feel that when you surrender to love, light, and the will of God, you become some weak and namby-pamby person. On the contrary, you become inspired, healthy, and energized. You become connected into the true source of your power, and your body thrives because it is put to use for good. It has now been put to use for love, and it thrives at that frequency. It does not thrive at the frequency of fear, anger, and judgment. In fact, it withers and dies. Eternal life becomes a possibility because you do not need to go through the process of death when you realize that the light has truly come. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Can't wait to see you then. Namaste, lovelies.